Jitendra, you were pretty excited about these earnings. Why?
So if you actually look at the profit beat was massive by every standard. If you look at every segment, AWS, North America retail, international retail, margins improved across the board. And one of the key things that jumped out was, if you look at the advertising revenues, you know that last quarter they started reporting it under the other with the new accounting change, continues to be strong, 130% growth in that segment. So a combination of these advertising plus the fulfillment by Amazon program picking up and private label goods, these are helping margins, and that's driving this monster beat on earnings.
The CFO on the call talked about how the company is improving efficiency basically across the board, even as they're making these big investments, Guru, in Alexa, in grocery, in prescription drugs.
Yeah, so right now Amazon's achieving a big snowball effect. They're starting to build some big momentum. But if they look forward, there are about 3 plays that they have to really perfect. Number one is like a very defense play that they have to play in the cloud services businesses. There's competitors coming in, like Microsoft is making a big acquisition and closing up with developers by acquiring GitHub, and then Google going big on their cloud businesses. So they have to play defense over there. But there are 2 other areas where they can play massive offense and gain a lot of revenue and margins. Number one is, as Jitendra said, AMS, Amazon Marketing Services, and that's a very high profile and a high margin business for Amazon. It's growing very rapidly, as it's a very measurable technique for consumer packaged goods to start getting in front of shoppers. The other is the grocery business, which, having acquired Whole Foods, and that's starting to pick up momentum, and they're integrating those 2 businesses, as we saw even in Prime Day, that's a very big $800 billion opportunity, a revenue opportunity for Amazon to capture. Also,
Amazon saying on the call that Whole Foods is driving new Prime memberships, and that on Prime Day they saw more new subscriptions than ever, despite that big glitch. Jitendra?
Yeah, I think the pace is accelerating at a smaller than expected pace, to be honest. But like Hari said, it's actually a very a big market and very low penetration right now. So the opportunity is there. They just have to build the infrastructure around it first.
Guru, are there any red flags?
I don't see many red flags at this point. Even the slower revenue growth is just it could be a strategy in terms of starting to capitalize on some of the profitability levers that Amazon is starting to create because of the Prime membership and because of their ability to capture a lot of customers in a very sticky way and all that. And that allows them to start reinvesting all that back into R&D. And we saw that the R&D expense again went up pretty significantly. And that just allows Amazon to create a very significant competitive moat in the long run.
So, Jitendra, would you agree? Do you not see as many challenges ahead?
Well, we talk about tax challenges, we talk about regulatory challenges, you know, the overarching ones. But when it comes to the business,
this is the quarter in which President Trump has taken aim at Amazon, for sure.
Absolutely. But if you look at the core business, especially the marketing services business, I mean, what we are seeing is Google and Facebook go after the traditional digital advertising dollars, right? But Amazon can actually go after both. They can go after the retail traditional digital advertising dollars, but they also can go on the trade promotions bucket. So basically, they can grow without actually directly competing with Google and Facebook in a lot of ways. And if you look at their traffic on the platforms in the US, they're getting pretty close to where Google and Facebook are. So they have the ad inventory, and we have seen Alibaba do this successfully in China. So we see, rapid growth coming in profits from advertising.
What about international, Guru? They talked about improving efficiency in Europe, in Japan, as they continue to invest heavily in India.
India is a big growth segment for them. And we also saw that the head of India is now the part of the senior team at Amazon. With having missed the boat in China, they're very serious about India. Developing country, they also announced a big entry into Australia. They had some bumps in the road with that, but there's a big market to be had over there. Europe continues to be very strong for them, and but a lot more developed than the other countries. But all these vehicles that we're talking about in terms of whether it be advertising, whether it be Prime, subscribe and save, and consumer packaged goods and grocery, these are all significant amount of opportunities, not just US, but international.
What about Prime Video, Jitendra? How big an opportunity is that? We see it's a huge opportunity, obviously, for Netflix, but with Amazon, it's been a smaller contributor to the business. The division has had a lot of struggles lately. Where does Prime Video go from here?
I mean, the strategy there is to really preempt entrance of Prime, right? So Prime Video is available in 200 countries and territories globally. Prime in its true glory is available in 16. So what they're trying to do is like use original content and things like that to attract more people onto the Prime bandwagon. The hits so far are missing, largely, but the investments are there, they're going up, and hopefully some of the originals that they're investing in work.
Guru?
I think from a Prime Video, it's a very, again, good growth channel for them. Amazon's been known for books, music, video, and DVD. That's where they started their business. But sort of now with the 2.0 version of that, and they're reinventing and being the category king in those, whether it be video or whether it be books with Kindle, it's a very big opportunity for them to grow a very high gross margin profile revenue business.